Hi, I'm Bee, and this is Journey to Jackpots, and we are welcoming Keith today. Hi, Keith. Thank you for being here with us.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
I am excited to get into your journey. My first question to you is, what got you into playing slot machines?
Oh, it was just a casual hobby. Occasionally I go 2, 3 times a year and just play with some friends. And then I started to get into a little more serious. And then I started watching YouTube videos and Jackpot Judo and Cowboy slots helped me improve my game.
Do you remember the first time you ever went to play a slot machine?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I was 21 years old. We went to Atlantic City on a bus trip. There was a group of us, and we went down to the Taj Mahal to play.
Nice. Okay. What was the first slot machine you played? Do you remember back then?
Oh, no, no. I don't recall. The only thing I can tell you is I am getting a little older now, and you actually put coins in the machine and you receive coins out of the machine, not like the way they do it now.
Yeah, I remember those days. Absolutely. Were you influenced by anybody in particular when you started to play slots?
No, not at all. I was just going, like I said, just going down casually, playing with friends, pretty much it. Now, obviously, with the invention of YouTube and all that, and I wanted to improve my game, I started watching videos. But initially, there weren't a lot of YouTube videos at all on playing slots.
When you first started playing, how was it for you? For example, were you losing a lot? Did you just jump right in winning? What
But no,
strategy
I was losing pretty much 100% of the time.
and what changed that?
Well, what changed that is watching YouTube videos, to be quite honest. Vegas Matt, who I like a lot, he's probably the biggest YouTuber on slots. And he started his channel, what, maybe 2 years ago, possibly 3 years ago. And I didn't even know they did videos on it. So I just looked it up one day. And then I found Jackpot Judo and Cowboy slots, and they helped me win some money and improve my gaming and odds tremendously.
How did it help you improve your strategy? What did you learn?
Well, I never had a strategy. I would just go in, put money in a machine. If I lost, I lost. If I won, I won. But like with cowboy slots, learning about a budget when you go in, depending upon your bet. If you take $100 in with you, you bet $1. You take $200, you can go up to $2 a bet. You take 300, you can go up to $3 a bet. From Jackpot Judo, I learned that a lot of these low volatile machines, the old school machines, which I prefer to play. They may not be as fun as the newer machines, but since they're less volatile, you have a better chance of winning. So that's the two things that I picked up from both of them.
I watch them also, and I think that they have good information for people that are starting out or for people that want to learn. Have you ever walked away from a machine and then watched someone else get on it and hit big?
I've seen that a couple of times, but knowing what I know now with the random number generator, that the slot machine is always thinking, always, even if you're not pressing that button, it's moving the numbers around. So before I felt some type of way, it's like, oh, if I would have stayed on that machine and put a couple more dollars in, I could have won that. But on the other hand, knowing what I know now, I go, that may not have happened for me anyways. I could have still lost all my money.
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel that slot machines go cold?
I do. I mean, I've watched enough people that say they don't. And even, cowboy slots, gamble smart, they will tell you there's no such thing as a cold machine. But that's the only thing I don't buy into. because I have played slot machines and, you know, I'm just winning back to back to back. I take $100 up to $500. And then the longer I stay on it, then that $500 goes down to 300, then 200. It's like, oh, okay, it's time for me to get off. So I personally, I believe they go hot and cold, even though the professionals will probably tell you they don't.
Have you, I've experienced, actually this year for the first time, a hand pay, and it was really exciting. Have you ever experienced a hand pay?
Never in my life. No.
So you're waiting on your first hand pay.
I'm waiting on it. I mean, I've come close, but I'm at least winning now. I used to go to the casino all the time, not all the time, but frequently, and I would, you know, take 200 with me, 300 with me, but I always planned on losing that money. And guess what? I usually lost that money. But now watching some YouTube videos and like I like what you're doing, trying to get people's backstories and maybe help them become better slot players.
Well, I know a lot of people watch them and they do give good advice, but sometimes when you're watching them, they have really big, they bet large. Does that ever encourage you to bet bigger?
Well, yes and no. You got to bet within your budget, like we talked about. Cowboy slots. If you only have $100, some people might do $5 a bet, $10 a bet, but you're going to run through that money a lot quicker. So if you do the dollar, yes, and you know it's a twofold story. It all depends. How much do you want to win? Do you want to do $25 a bet? Or, you know, maybe win 10,000, 15, but you could also lose that money you put in. Or do you want to do $5 a bet, $10 a bet? You get to play a little bit more. You still have a chance of winning, but your jackpot may not be as big. But then I've seen people put $1 in a machine and win $10,000. So I would be okay with putting $1 and getting 10,000 back.
What was your biggest bet you ever made?
$72, and that was by accident.
How did that work out?
It didn't work out well. I didn't plan on making that large of a bet from the beginning, as a lot of people do with slot machines. And cowboy slots and jackpot judo will tell you that you need to watch your denominations and how much you're multiplying a bet by. I just wasn't looking at it correctly and just spun it. And I said $72 and it didn't work out well. Now, and if it did, I wouldn't be complaining, but it did.
So this is something, as you said, you do casually and you enjoy doing. Is it something that, like, have you ever thought of maybe you might want to do it professionally after watching videos?
No, no, not at all. First of all, you know, you're not going to win all the time. And then I don't go with playing that type of money. I've seen, you know, Lady Luck, you know, win 50, $60,000. I've seen Mr. Handpay win 50, 60, $70,000. NG slots. I watched him the one night he won over 300,000. But he also put $100,000 in the machine to get that. I don't think I would ever gamble that much money. For me, it's fun, but before I started watching these YouTube videos, I was pretty much 100% lost. When I would go in, I would lose. At least now, I'm saying I'm winning 50% of the time and I'm losing 50% of the time. But at least right now, I am winning some money.
When when you go into the casino, what is your routine? How do you scope out a machine?
Well, hey, I hate to say this because I'm going to drop these guys' names a lot. Jackpot Judo and Cowboy Slots. If you're watching this video, you guys have definitely helped me out, you know, and up in my game. But you scope the floor before you even start playing a game. Just check out the floor. Look at machines that you're interested in. Me, I like to play old school slot machines. I like the newer ones. They are more fun, but I have definitely won more money in the last 6 or 7 months off of old school slots. And a lot of casinos don't have them, or they have a small section. So before I even play a game, I will walk the whole entire casino floor looking for the machines that I might want to play.
Do you play machines more on the floor or in the high roller room?
It can be a little bit of both. I mean, I've typically before watching these videos, I would play on the floor. And then now it's a mix. I go in the high roller room at times, and then I'm on the floor. But before, I was just strictly on the floor. And now I go in the high roller room.
Question for you. When you first started gambling and you were making your bets, as opposed to now when you're making your bets, since you were watching like Cowboy Slots and Jackpot Judo, have you raised the limit of your bet?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I learned this from Jackpot Judo. He said, If you're going to want to win jackpots, you're going to have to go out of your comfort zone." Before I go, like I said, it was casual. I mean, I'm not going to be a professional slot player. It's not something that I would like to do. I just like going occasionally. But like you said, you got to get out of your comfort zone. And me, I would do the minimum bet. If it's 50 cents, that's all I would play. It's 25 cents. That's what I would play. But now that I've moved my bets up, I'm still not comfortable going over $10 a bet. But I've noticed since I've increased my bet amounts, I have won more money than I have before doing minimum bet.
Where do you typically like to play slots at?
I mean, it doesn't make a difference. I mean, uh, we here in Pennsylvania, we have local casinos, which aren't too bad. But then I like going to Atlantic City. It's about a 2 hour drive from where I live at, but they just have more things to do. You have shows there, movies, you have the beach. A lot of times they have things going on, live bands. So I like that atmosphere a little bit better than the local casinos.
Do you have you ever done a group pool, and what has that experience been like for you?
Uh, well, I've done group pools, and that was probably the most fun. To be quite honest, I don't find gambling fun unless I win. I'm like Vegas Matt. If I'm winning, I'm happy. If I'm losing, I'm kind of cranky. I don't like to lose. But in the group pool, it was actually, I will say it was 1,000% better. It was more fun. The group got involved. Everybody was taking turns spending or spinning. We contributed more money that could actually possibly land us a bigger jackpot because, like I said, I'm between $5 to $10 a bet. We were doing $25, $30 a bet, and it made it a little bit more exciting.
It is. I find it more exciting too when you do a group pool because you can, if you're just an average player, you're betting a little bit lower. But when you're in a group pool, you have more money, so you're willing to take a bigger risk. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I would agree with that 1,000%. And then if you're doing it with people that you like, that can be a fun evening.
Do you ever watch over other players when they're playing to
No,
see
no,
what they're doing?
no, no. I wouldn't even think twice about doing that. Now, if I see somebody hit a jackpot, I might walk around, but I do keep my distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We live in a dangerous time right now, and somebody sees you won $10,000, they might want to do you some harm, and I don't want anybody to get that opinion of me. So I'll
right.
walk by and look, but I don't just sit there and just stare at them or anything like that. It's like, oh, you just hit $30,000. Nice hit. Congratulations. And I keep it moving. And then I typically check out the nominations. Just recently I was at a casino. There's a gentleman that hit for $33,000. And as I was walking by, I looked at his denomination. He's playing $25 a spin. It's like, oh, okay, that might give me an idea on that machine. I might have to spend $25. Not that I would win, because obviously it's still gambling. You're not guaranteed to win, but it's like, okay, to get that kind of money, I'm going to have to pay $25 to spend, even though that doesn't, all because you paid $25 doesn't mean you're going to get 33,000. You can get
Oh,
a lot less.
sure.
I watched Vegas Matt, and I watched him get crushed on, playing high bets and getting very little in return. but it's just one of those things that might get me later on to increase my bets, maybe to 20 or 25 when I feel more comfortable with it.
What is what's your favorite high volatile machine? Do you have a favorite?
Yes and no. I mean, I try to stay away from high volatile machines. Say if I win some money, say if I won $500 on a low volatile machine, I might take 50 or 100 of that, and I might go play Flaming Hot Pots or Mo Mummy or what is that, piggy banking. I do like that, but I don't expect to win on those because they are more high volatile, even though the industry is going to those machines. But for now, I just play those for fun. I might do $2, $3 a bet, $4 a bet. But if I'm going to bet a little higher, I usually go with the old school slots.
If you had any advice for the average player that's coming in to, get into slots, what would you tell them?
I would tell them something that I wish I knew before. But once again, YouTube and slot influencers are fairly new. If I remember correctly, Vegas Matt is the biggest slot YouTuber in the world right now, and his channel's only been around for about 2 or 3 years. I would tell people to watch videos, especially since there's a ton of them out there. You can find somebody that has a personality you like. They have different genres. I mean, you might have a guy, doing low limit slots, $2, $3, $4. You might have somebody doing like what's her name? Geez, I'm sorry, it's eluding me right now. Jackpot Beauties. She typically does $12, 20, $25. Sometimes she goes a little higher. Then you got like the Vegas Matt who does 50, 75, maybe 125. Then you have somebody like NG slots or uh, Lady Luck or Mr. Handpay. Sometimes they're doing 150, 200, 300, $500. And
Yeah.
then that way you get a better understanding of how the game's played, what kind of return you can get on your money. But like anything in life, if you want to learn something, you need to study it or read about it. There are a few books on slot machines, but the biggest and the most valuable lessons that I've learned in the last couple of years is just watching YouTube videos, checking out a machine you might like to play, like Flaming Hot Pots. Check out all the different videos. Watch the people playing different denominations, from the 88 cent to $1.76 to $25 to $50, and see if that's comfortable for you. And then look at sometimes, with these high volatile machines, you get a lot of dead spins. Do you have the money for that? Can you
Right.
withstand that? And I learned that through Jackpot Judo and especially Cowboy Slots, who's very knowledgeable. And, he says that you're going to get dead spins, but do you have the money to withstand those? And some people I've seen in the casino, they'll take $200 and they'll do $25 spins. Not that you couldn't get lucky, because once again, it's gambling, but more than likely you're going to lose that. But now, if you would have taken that $200 and if you play $2, 250, $3, you get to play longer. You get to have a little more fun. You get to enjoy the game a little bit longer. But then you get a chance of actually winning a jackpot also with that, because you don't always have to play these high dollar amounts.
So, from what I'm hearing, you like to go to the casino more for pleasure
Oh,
and entertainment, maybe, and you'll play a few slots. It's not
uh,
something you
uh,
do all the time.
oh yeah, yeah. Let's put it this way. I'm not on Jackpot Judo's level. I'm not on Vegas Matt's level. I just do it sometimes to unwind, have a little bit of fun, enjoy some friends. Because typically when I do go to the casino, I don't go by myself. I go with a group of people, and we're just there to have a little fun. And if I can make a little money in the process, that's a win-win to me.
Sounds good. Well, I tell you what, I enjoyed hearing about your journey and where you are right now. And I want to thank you for being here. And maybe we'll follow up in a little, in about a couple of months and see if anything's changed for you, if you got your first hand pay.
Oh yeah, we can do that, or maybe I'll give you a call if I decide to go this as a professional level, which I highly doubt. I'm not there at that point yet, but yeah, no, I will definitely stay in touch, and I will let you know. Maybe I'll record some videos and send them over to you.
That would be awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.